going on, Obsessed Woodworking? Leo here. Just want to give a shout out to Beaver Industrial Supply for helping start this group. Thank you guys. I also just want to toot my own horn and say I was the first person to get blocked by them for no good reason with no warning. And that was about 6 months ago. You can ask Tommy, he'll vouch for me, because I was a complainer. And I tried to figure out what was going on. But either way, big ups to Beaver. Good luck to you guys, but you know, see how it goes. Anyways, I want to show you guys a quick work table. I built it maybe less than a year ago, but it's actually been amazing. And I think the reason I like showing this one is because it's cheap, pretty quick to assemble. It's super versatile, really strong, and it's actually easy to adapt to your needs. So the way I have this table set up, it's actually broken up into basically 3 component pieces. They're quite thin and they can fit pretty much anywhere. So it's 3 pieces. It's a 4-foot mini scaffold. This is a Home Depot one. It's just cut down with a grinding wheel to the height I needed. It's a custom tabletop, which I'll show you, and then it's an underpiece. The underpiece weighs about 4 pounds. It's really thin. The tabletop has a handle on the side. It's probably about 15-20 pounds, and this is probably 12-15 pounds. So it's pretty light considering how strong it is. This one is not really meant for assembly per se. It's more of a general use table. Actually use it for painting, drywall, and it's the table when I have my big assembly table set up that holds random tools, all my stuff to put projects together, my daily use stuff. So it's super useful, but it's a fine assembly table in its own right. But if I was going to make an assembly table, I'd do like an MFT slab or a POC style with 3/4 or 20 mil holes. So I'm going to turn the camera again. I'm going to set it up, then I'll show you some of the features. Like a lot of my designs, it's designed to be set up in different stages. So if you want it to be real quick and just want to be able to set it up in 20 seconds, you can do that. If you want to add some components to it, you're set up on a job for more than a day or two. It becomes super useful, and I'll show you what that looks like. Sorry about that light there, but I'm not going to change it. So I'm going to set it up right here, and I'll adjust the camera if needed to make sure I get you guys the best shots, but I'll just describe what's going on as I'm setting it up. So one of the things I wanted out of this was just open it up. The wheels are locked right now, which does help. I wanted something I could roll around, but also have it be rock solid. So all 4 casters lock in both directions, both rolling and rotation. One of these days I might upgrade to better 5-inch casters, but I haven't, and it doesn't really bother me. So the nice thing with this is once I have it all set up, I can actually fit about, I think, like 12 sustainers on it easily, plus stuff on top, and roll it with 200, 300 pounds of gear over sidewalks pretty effectively. So it acts as a nice moving cart. So the next thing that goes on is the top. This top is about 1.5 inches thick. It is, I'll take out one of the slides, which you'll understand in a second, but it is 1/2-inch plywood on both sides, laminated to, and I think this is oak. I don't know why I used oak, but 1/2-inch oak. It's probably what I had lying around. And then it's got about an H shape, so it allows 2 shelves to slide into both sides. Show you how these set up in a second. So on the bottom of the table, it has holes that have just been bored out with a Forstner bit. Once I templated for the tops of the yellow stand, it just fits directly into the stand holes. Can't remember exactly. I believe they're 1-inch holes, maybe 1 1/4. But either way. So get 1 hole in, second, and then for the feet, just slide them until they pop into their respective pockets. Now, obviously, you could unlock these and roll it around. This is the basic table. It could be more stable, but it's really not bad. I'm rocking on it pretty good, and it's plenty strong. So 230 pounds. I could probably put 500 on there, and you can make it stronger. So the next layer is just this thin. I think this is 1/2 inch again. It just has some PVC pieces on it with some sides. Honestly, it's pretty bad design. Y'all can do better, but I made it and it works, so I haven't changed it. Slides on. and the PVC pieces hold it, keep it from going side to side, and add some support to the whole structure. Just a piece of yoga mat glued onto the top, which helps with vibration and helps it stay a little cleaner and protects the wood a little bit. I don't really know if I do the yoga mat again, but it's fine. So I made this the correct width to house 3 sustainers lined up the opening way. I'll grab a couple. These are obviously not the best, so I'll grab one more that opens so you can see what I mean. So all 4 sustainers can be opened. I kind of got lucky, and even a full Sys 4 can open with a little bit of moving. So, you know, track saw, router, jigsaw, and planer, whatever. But you can obviously stack. You could do drawers for the center one. Obviously, drawers wouldn't work well here, but there's plenty of room front to back. And the nice thing is, I could be wrong, but I think I built it so you can go 4 sustainers this way. We're gonna find out. Did. So again, you could bring this into a job site with, you know, these are about Sys 2, so you could probably get Sys 5, Sys 6 times 4. You might need to make this a bit stronger, but you can see the advantages of having this set up on site. Take one of the boxes out, rotate your boxes, and you have a setup that allows you to access all your tools on the bottom and on the top. So that is pretty useful in and of itself, but I've inserted 2 basic T-tracks onto both sides. They can obviously be used for basic clamping, which I do. I mean, you see how quickly this is set up, so pretty good for a quick setup table. I actually built 2 simple leads into each side. They actually come out a bit further on each side. Obviously, they're blocked by my other stacks of tools right now, but they're strong enough to hold sustainers, and they're deep enough to do so. Right? So you can put sustainers on both sides. So if you have the space, now you have it's 4x2, you open up the sides, and now it's almost 7x2. Sustainers on both sides, all your sustainers underneath. So it's a great place to set up my tools, so they're not just floating around the work site. So a good portion of my sustainers with tools can be fit on this one cart. Fit tools underneath as well. Obviously with the T-stacks, the Versa stacks, also really helpful. So you can fit a ton of tools in a small amount of space this way, and you can roll it around. The last job I was on, I was actually moving it every day for like 2 weeks. I'd move it in front of their cooler in their basement, and then every night I could just roll it out of the way so they could access their freezer in their basement. So super useful. There's one more component to this that I haven't shown you, and it's actually built vertically. So it takes a little bit of time to add on. If you're only going to use it for a few minutes, you obviously don't need to use it, or if you want the full table. But I'll show you what that looks like. At this point though, you basically have a good idea what the table does. Any questions, obviously ask in the comments. These little aluminum pieces on the side actually allow you to hang a drill or tools right in there too, which is a nice addition. It's actually backwards now. On the other side, on the face, there are magnets, so you can hold some more tools there as well. Just some simple neodymium magnets screwed into the front. What I'm going to do now though is actually show you the top part. So if you don't really care about vertical storage, then you probably don't need this, but I'm going to update this at some point to actually be the full width of the table. Right now, it's basically a little suitcase. It's really thin, it's light. It has a little plastic container inside that stores some accessories, but basically it's just a little suitcase. I'll probably redesign this at some point, but it works, so I haven't. I only have so much effort and time to spend on making these stupid things. But unscrews from the inside, just some T-bolts, and it comes apart. So upper component has some T-bolts as well. You just want to drop them down so they stick out below the base, and then it slides slid into the T-track now. A couple spins tightens it up. You'll notice I have some clamping elements built into it. These can pop right off and be used on the T-tracks as well. So it's pretty integrated. T-bolt and the nut are going to go and be used. The same ones that held it together are going to be used to attach the top piece. So it's super low tech. You could obviously do something fancier than this, but it works great. And I didn't really see a need to do anything fancier, so I haven't. And that just tightens. So, plenty strong, great place to store track saw track. I don't know if you can see it with that light, which I'm sorry about. I'll probably kill that light and show you more. Yeah, much better. So yeah. So you can see what's going on. It has a nice amount of space in here, a great place to store your water bottles, food, coffee cup, cell phone, fastener containers, whatever else. It gets it out of the way pretty good. I have a couple of neodymium magnets again that are doubled up. So you can take them off, use them elsewhere, or you can just use them as such. Again, really great for holding containers of fasteners and other bits, whatever. So yeah. But wait, there's more. I've actually realized that having some built-in lighting was really useful, so one or two more components of this. Within that plastic box, there's actually a light. It's like 35 bucks on Amazon. It has a built-in battery and it can be charged with a regular micro USB. So there's two little magnets underneath, two little magnets on the light, clips on, and you have 1, 2, 3 levels of lighting. It's pretty damn bright and it actually makes working here really nice. Find myself a lot of times with a headlamp on, but even with a headlamp, it's really nice to have good lighting here. And obviously that can be used elsewhere. So you have a light. In addition to the light, I have some general charging cords in here. Those cords actually attach to a small Makita charger. Little Makita charger, which it often rides in here, but I've been using it for something else, but Makita charger. If you guys haven't seen these, they're like 20 bucks. Most battery brands have them. 2 outlets for USB. There's a clip under there. It just clips on. And you plug your charging ports in there, charge your cell phone, whatever. In this case, I actually have an even stupider thing I built. That is actually a little light system in here. I gotta be completely honest and say I did this just to learn how to use the little tape lights, but has a remote. And you gotta switch this thing on. There you go. So I have some additional lighting up in there. Stupid light keeps going on behind us. So I'll be